Today, I want to talk about something you may not be aware of, and it's Anthropic's commitment to transparency of AI generated content. This is just a Claude support article that pretty much talks about this, and you can see in the first line here that Anthropic has signed an European Union AI Act Code of Practice on Transparency of AI Generated Content. Basically, Anthropic will mark, watermark basically, all AI generated content. And just looking at some of the finer points of this here, it says here new models will mark AI generated content from day one. So any model that was launched after August 2nd will support machine readable marking. It's important the machine readable part in there because that means, or at least implies, that it may not be human readable. So you might not actually see whatever the markings are. That doesn't mean that if you have Claude write an email for you, for example, and you don't see anything, it doesn't mean that there isn't something machine readable in there. And it says in here, generated text will carry embedded watermarks. Generated files will include digitally signed provenance metadata where supported. And this is marking works everywhere you use Claude. So that includes Claude Platform. So it's any kind of API calls back to Claude. Claude app. So if you do Claude.ai, which I think is where most people will use it, Claude Code, Claude Cowork, Claude Tag, which is basically Claude in Slack. Anywhere you use Claude, whatever you have generated by Claude may be marked. And I read this as it will be marked. And then Anthropic will also help whoever detect Claude marks. It's worth noting, I think, that existing models, so models that they launched before August 2nd, they are now going back and they're slowly adding support to mark output from those models as well. I take this to mean it's a really safe bet that if you have anything generated by Claude, it will be marked and it'll have machine readable watermarks from this point forward. Scrolling down, this says mostly the same thing. And then there are a couple other things in here. We'll link this support article in the description so you can read through all of it if you like. But I mean, as I mentioned, this is their main thing here is that they're going to embed watermarks in the text. It says in here, when a supported Claude model generates text, it weaves an imperceptible watermark directly into the text itself. You won't see it, and it doesn't change the meaning, quality, or readability of the response. Again, I think it's worth noting, because the watermark is part of the text, it will travel with the text when it's copied and pasted anywhere. So just because you don't leave it in Claude or leave it in Slack or wherever you have it generated, if you actually copy and paste it, that doesn't mean that the watermark is gone. And there are a couple of other points in here, but I think those are the key points. So again, a lot of people, I don't think they realize that this is a thing. And honestly, I don't think this is limited to Anthropic, to Claude. I think that, ChatGPT, Gemini, Microsoft, Meta, I think that all the other big players in the AI game right now, I think that either they are already marking content or they're going to. And if you look at Google, like they've had SynthID for a while, and Google and ChatGPT or OpenAI, they're part of like a bigger group that very openly marks content, that's images, videos, and now text. So I think that the practical takeaway from this is if you use, in this case, Claude, but I think any of the models to generate, let's say, like social media posts or emails or whatever, and then you put that on a platform, if you find that your content is flagged or rejected, or just somehow like something happens after you put content out, this might be why. Choose your path on how much you use AI to generate certain pieces of content, but just know that the content is being marked, and a lot of the platforms are looking for marked content. What they do with it, I don't know. It depends on the platform, depends on the content, depends on the frequency, depends on so many factors. But again, a lot of people, I just don't think realize that content is being marked. So do what you will with that information. Again, we'll link this in the description. You can read through it on your own time. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.